Hey, welcome back to Boruto Anime Review Episode 203. This is reviewing the 203rd episode of the series, Surprise Attack. This one pretty much covers the entirety of Chapter 36 and the first 10, it goes to page 10 of Chapter 37. And oh boy, they make some changes and they remove one character who appeared in the chapter, 36, and they switched around some characters. They switched around character position. They added characters here, and mostly it's very similar, but not exactly. After the recap from last episode, we'll begin with something a bit different per se. We actually have a complete anime original opening, where you have Kwanaki spending a lot of time looking for the missing piece. He looks around the office and he looks around inside. And in the case of Barto's there, is like, hey, Kwanaki, I'm gonna see you later. I'm gonna go train. He's like, fine. He's like, I'm a kid. And then later on, we see Naruto just walking about. Now, in the manga, they actually have him drinking a glass of water. In the anime, he doesn't do that at all. Now, in the case of Boruto, mostly they do cut the small opening page of seeing the Hokage mount. Yeah, that's not in the episode. Also, get some very interesting moments with Kashikogen. Yeah, he's actually not. I don't think he physically appears in Chapter 36. No, he doesn't. And they just basically added him in, still hiding out in that tower, just relaxing and just basically watching Kwanaki. And of course, okay, if you're curious though, what character they cut out of this particular episode that was actually in the chapter was Sakura. Yep, they cut out Sakura's scene. Yes, not really sure why. And for some reason, they gave some dialogue that was meant for Sakura to Sadara for some reason. Yes, the first time we see Sadara in the episode, she goes visit Ino. Yes. Now, in the manga, Sakura came to visit Ino, and then Sadara came right after her. In the anime, they changed it where, oh yeah, Sadara's here because she's here to pick up flowers that were ordered by her mother. And she also gave flowers separately for Kwanaki, because it's kind of hinted at here that she might have a thing for Kwanaki, but that clearly was not the case in the manga. They kind of imply that in the anime, not in the manga. Though in the manga, basically Sakura is blushing because Sasuke's coming home, obviously. And then we have it where Ino detects the sinister chakra, and they cut out the bit where she contacts Naruto. I would have thought, though, they would have kept that in, especially as, oh crap, this is a track about. I thought she would have contacted Naruto. Nope, she never did. Not at all. Which is kind of weird. Yeah, they cut that little bit out. As far as I can tell, there's no reason to cut it out. Also, the minor subplot about talking about Sakura's little thing in her forehead. Yeah, I'm not really sure why they cut that out for. Because yeah, the whole subplot for that little plot thread, that was completely cut out for some reason. It's like they just didn't bother with it at all. Kind of like where they cut out the scene where Susumori hinted she had a thing for Boruto. Yeah, they cut that out from the anime for some reason. No explanation for it at all. I kind of thought, I was really hoping they would keep it in. This one was a big major plot thread. Yes, that they cut. The other one was basically just a small bit, which I was hoping to keep it. But nope, they cut it out for some reason. And then, of course, then we have Kwanaki just getting his Kurama reaction. Now, I just want to know, when they have Naruto, not Naruto, when they have Boruto and he reacts to his body frozen, they kind of expand the camera bit, basically show not a close-up of him, per se, but the whole area, and Mitsuki is with him. And then we cut to seeing Shikadai playing cards. In the manga, he was playing against Inojin. In the anime, he played against Iwambi, and Diki and Lee is here. Yep, they added these characters in along with Chocho. Yeah, these characters, not in the actual chapter. Yep. My only guess is because it's the anime, of course, included in, and of course, also, Inojin is not wearing his manga attire. Good thing, because I was not really a big fan of his attire. Basically, him wearing overalls. I'm like, really? He's a ninja. Why the heck would he wear overalls for? I know he wore that in the academy days, but you would probably think he would stop wearing that by the time he became a full-fledged ninja. Nope, he was still wearing it in the manga for some reason. By the way, Inojin does nothing in the manga. In the anime, he does a heck of a lot more. At least in the case of the anime, at least he's wearing the same outfit his father's wearing, but there's one unique difference. You see, when his father was younger, he used to show off his midriff when he was younger. He had this thing where he wore like a short shirt. In the case of the anime, he doesn't. Apparently, when Sai got older, he decided to wear a full shirt instead of wear half shirt like he did when he was younger. My guess is Inojin must have the same thing, so there's that. Also, Inojin does not have a sword. Yes, that's one thing that he does not copy from his father, was carrying around a sword. And of course, everybody there's talking about Kawanki. Now, Chocho said that she actually did kind of meet him, but here's something interesting though you should know about that. That scene was never seen in the anime. That was shown in the manga that she got a chance to meet him, but not in the anime. Nope, they cut that meeting out for some reason. And it's also shown that Iwambi got a chance to meet him very briefly. I thought that was interesting. I mean, why the heck not? It's not really a bad idea to do. Yeah, I thought that was really cool, the fact that they include that in. I kind of wish they include like a little more of the anime original characters in the manga, but so far they haven't really appeared yet. Also, when they had the scene where Hinata and Himawari are leaving, they changed their position and their clothing. Yes, in the case of Hinata and Himawari, they actually, in the anime, are wearing the regular anime attires. And the way they have them leaving is that Hinata is leaving first, then Himawari behind her. That's what we played in the manga. In the anime, they swap positions. Also, they show that Konohamaru is at the Uzumaki house, which, yeah, he wasn't here in the manga. I think it was some random leaf joining. They just basically just added that in. Then, of course, we have this really cool scene of jogging where he arrives via Kawaniki's Kurama, which is a great special effect. I love it in the anime. Plus, great music. Oh my gosh, the music was so freaking good for the scene. And of course, you got the same dialogue, which is so good. And also, here's a big change now. Now, he basically does pin down Naruto with the chakra spikes like he does in the manga, which he also does it to the joining there. I should point out, though, that apparently Naruto, there's like in the manga, there's no mentions at all. Apparently, Naruto forgot about the pain arc. Yes. I would figure, though, Naruto's like, oh crap, I'm experiencing deja vu by being pinned down with 6 metal rods. I'm thinking, though, yeah, you're experiencing deja vu, Naruto, because last time I checked, Pain pinned you down with the same damn thing in the Shippuden series, and the anime, apparently he completely forgot about that. Probably because I have 15 years previous to this series. Yeah, unless you watch Naruto Shippuden, you're probably thinking, like, has Naruto experienced this before? And the answer is yes, he's been there before. And of course, Konohamaru himself gets pinned with these chakra rods, something that did not happen in the original series. He never got close to these chakra rods. Yeah, these are chakra rods, mind you. Yes, freaking chakra rods. And they changed the fight scene location. Basically, they actually have Naruto and Joggin have their fight outside. In the anime, in the manga, they have it inside. In the anime, they have it outside. He's like, huh. He basically has the same dialogue with Naruto. I thought it was so hilarious to get this in. Ah, you must be Naruto Uzumaki. Forgive me for not removing my shoes of coming to your home. And he's like, oh, that's fine. Of course, he doesn't tell him this. Get the heck out of my house. I'm surprised he doesn't tell him that. And then, of course, he fights him briefly. And then, of course, Kurama comes out. Now, there is, however, a slight change with this. You see, in the anime, they went with the look they used from the movie. You know, with the open shirt. Instead of going with the outfit he had from the manga, where his shirt is closed. In the anime, they have it opened similar to, I think this is the same look they have for the Chrome mode for his fight with Delta, which the Sage 6 Paths mode. Not really sure why he's going to this as a default mode, because normally he goes to a different mode, but here he's got this, and of course you have Joggin saying, so this is the power of the Nine Tails. Interesting. And they also have the scene where Clanky does surrender to Joggin, and of course, well, volunteers to be a prisoner. They changed this too. Well, not that I like per se, just they moved this outside compared to fighting in Naruto's house. To me, that was actually a really smart move on the part of the anime. Because why the heck would you have a brawl in someone's house? Like, this is not some two non-powered regular humans beating the crap out of each other. Oh no. This is basically an alien-possessed human and a chakra-possessed ninja, where you have two people who basically are very powerful. Their power could easily destroy not only Naruto's house, but the entire village. So, they proceed to go to another dimension. And this is where the episode leads to. Oh yeah, by the way, we actually have Naruto and Misuke when they're running across the rooftop. And Sadara basically texted too. And of course, then we see Inogen, who also had the little subplot, basically because he lost, he has to pay for Team 10's meal. And of course, they want Diki to pay for the meal or change the rules. Like, I can't do that. Yep. Oh yeah, and by the way, the whole thing of basically him losing to Shikadai. Yeah, in the manga, that was Inogen. Yep, that was Inogen. Yeah, they pretty much gave his reaction and the dialogue from Inogen to basically him. Makes more sense for him to do it, but like why in the world would he play this card game with Inogen and lose? Yep. Then pretty much they go to another dimension, which has got a big crater. Yes, to do this in the manga too. Now at this point, this part of the anime where it ends, this ends at page 10 of the actual chapter 37, where you have Joggin about to leave Naruto behind in his dimension. He's about to go through, and then somebody gives him a dropkick from behind, and it's Sasuke! Yes, a dropkick. How do I know it's a dropkick? Because I watch wrestling. And that is literally what Sasuke did. He did a freaking dropkick. And then he's like, ninjutsu teleportation. Ah, you must be Sasuke Uchiha. I'm gonna kill you now. Yeah, that's literally kind of that next part I made up. That's probably what Joggin is probably thinking like he's gonna fight both Naruto Uzumaki, the 7th Hokage, and Sasuke Uchiha. 2 of the 3 members of the original Team 7. Awesome. This is an excellent episode, and the changes were perfectly fine. I have no problem with the changes. They're perfectly reasonable. Plus, I even love the fact they added the Amaranthal characters here. I kind of wish they include Susuru's team here, but basically it would cause a big concern, like, okay, why would a group of 9 kids basically sit around watching 2 of them basically play cards? Yeah, why would 9 of them do this? It would not make any sense. And speaking of Susuru's team, when was the last time they were actually seen in the anime? I think the last officially they were seen was a brief cameo in that sparring match that Naruto and Boruto had a little while ago. Yeah, I think that was the last unofficial time they were seen in the series. Like, how long ago was the sparring match? Let's see. Just, like, it seems like it's been like a while since the actual sparring match. Let's see. Because I think it's basically back in episode 181. Yeah, that was the last time that Susuru's team was last seen. 181. This is episode 203. So it's been 22 episodes since their last known appearance in the anime. I hope at some point they return. They're a great team. I kind of wish they get more to do. This is one thing I don't like about the anime that I have a big gripe with, is that a lot of the anime original characters don't get hardly anything to do. I mean, in the case of Susumi's team, they very rarely get an episode for themselves. I mean, they've got maybe 2 the entire series. Well, they were included in a team-up arc where it's basically was the Jugen arc they appeared in, but that later led to stuff basically for the canon stuff when it comes to their team, when Susumi left them and they're placed with the samurai. Yeah. But I kind of wish that they would have continued this, but nope, they didn't. Like, maybe the whole thing of Susumi hinting at you may have to think of an art for Boruto, that might come later. Yes, that might come later. But who knows? But I think cutting out the subplot for Sadara to do, where she talks to her mother about the thing on her forehead, I'm a little surprised they cut that out. My guess is that it probably was cut due to, and this is my personal theory, this particular plot that was cut due to probably time constraints. That's my personal guess. But at least they kept a lot of the chapter in, which kudos, and the changes make sense. Yep. But not much else to say this episode. It's really good, and I can't wait for next week's episode, which will be episode 204 for the series. Okay, so that's it, particular review. The next time you probably see me on a video-wise, probably for my live stream, I'll do in a couple hours. Okay. See me. But to use the next video. Bye.